Hey everyone, welcome back to the month ahead astrology forecast and cards for your sign. The first part of the reading, if you're new, thanks for joining. The first part of the reading is where I talk about the astrology for the month ahead. This is for April 2024. It's a pretty big month in terms of the astrology, so there is actually a lot going on this month. A lot of intensity, and we continue eclipse season and a lot more, and I'll go into details about what to expect and what signs will be affected, will feel these different energies. So I tend to try to describe the energies. I mention the astrology, but I tend to describe it more just in normal terms, just because I know some people watch that know astrology and some people don't know that much astrology. So whether you're a beginner or advanced, you can watch and find out what the energies will be. Also, if you go to the timestamps below the video, you will see that there are timestamps for your sign. Go by your rising or your sun sign if you don't know your rising. You can also look at both. But if you're interested in what the energies are in general, definitely listen to the astrology part, which is starting any second now. I'm just going to mention a couple of other things. So the other two things are, if you want to book a reading with me, go to the link below. You can book through my website. And what else? Patreon. I also have a Patreon page, so if you'd like to join, I do post extra videos. I will be posting a more in-depth video on the next eclipse coming up, which will be the solar eclipse on the 8th of April, and I'll go through every sign like I did with the Libra eclipse previously. If you're wanting to join Patreon, it's $6.99 Australian dollars, $6.99 Australian dollars per month. You do get extra videos that I don't post anywhere else. Some of them are, like, I do post this video there as well. Usually I post it early unless I'm running late like I am this month. But anyway, let's get into it. So this month, it's Aries season coming up. That is the beginning of the astrological new year, which energetically and based on the seasons is the start of the new astrological year. So there is a sense of freshness and newness that is felt around that time. And happy birthday if you're an Aries. Funny, I'm talking about Aries and you hear like a speeding bike in the background with all the Aries energy. There is definitely this energy of things speeding up, and time could actually feel like it's going a lot faster than it usually is. What else we have in Aries will be Mercury retrograde is happening in the sign of Aries from the 2nd of April to the 26th. So with Mercury retrograde in Aries, this can be this type of energy where we go to do something very quickly, but we haven't checked the details because we're impatient, and we just go, oh no, it's fine, I'm going to go ahead and do this, I'm going to go ahead and book this ticket, or go ahead with these plans. But if you haven't done your homework or research into things properly, and you're just making like a knee-jerk reaction around something, or having a strong emotional decisive moment, you may feel that you end up backtracking on it in the Mercury retrograde between the 2nd of April and the 26th. Sometimes during the Mercury retrograde, we can definitely hear from or bump into people from the past. Very common. Text messages, emails, phone calls from people from the past. And what else? With the Mercury retrograde, just double check important details. So anything to do with especially around vehicles, or anything that helps you get around physically. Also to do with communication, because Mercury rules communication, travel plans as well, anything around those things, posting parcels, sending information, signing contracts. Of course, if there's anything around signing contracts, make sure you double triple check what you're signing, because the chances are there's something in the contract that you may not be happy with. If you skim through it too quickly, get it second checked by somebody else or checked by a third person if it's something important, because if you sign a contract in a Mercury retrograde, it's very well known, and I've seen it myself many times through my own life and through other people, where you sign and it's like, oh, hang on a second, I've got to check something else, there might be something else, and then there is, and it's like, oh no, we need to get that changed, or we need to get that augmented, or see if we can change or negotiate. So it can be that kind of thing. But it's definitely blast from the past energy, hearing from people from the past. Check your own chart if you know where you've got the Mercury retrograde happening from the 2nd to the 26th of April in Aries. Also on the 6th of April, this is one of the big news aspects of the astrology for April, is the solar eclipse in Aries. It is a new moon solar eclipse, and it's really quite a powerful energy. So the signs that are going to be most affected, this is important info, so will be Aries that have, any Aries people that have anything from around 16 degrees of Aries to about 22 degrees of Aries, but if you've got anything around 19, it's going to be very impacting. Please keep an open mind with eclipses, because they do have an effect 3 to 6 months into the future. But what you'll find is something will be happening around the time of the eclipse, if it's, you know, aligned to your chart, especially if you've got like 19 degrees of Aries or 19 degrees of, you know, Capricorn, Cancer or Libra, because they're all the cardinal signs that will be affected most. This is a new beginning energy, and what you'll notice, if there's something going on in your life, even if it's like on that day or on that week, it's not necessary. You may feel a lot of emotional stuff going on, you may feel a lot of energy in your life or a lot of change pending or coming in, but the thing about it is it may not actually have, you may not actually have the turning point until a couple of months down the track or a few months down the track. Okay, so it can depend, and it does vary. It does happen, and it has happened, where people have, for example, an eclipse on their natal sun or on their ascendant in the exact degree, and that does tend to and can change a person's life on that day. I've seen that happen with people. Not to like put out, you know, negative or worrying thoughts for people, but it's definitely a sign of destined change. Basically, it may be more positive, if anything, because it's a solar eclipse. The solar eclipses are generally new beginnings. Lunar eclipses, like we just had that one in Libra on the 25th of March, just recently, that was heavier because it's a lunar eclipse, so it's more on the emotional quality, you know, relationships were involved and heavier energy, right? But this one, solar eclipse, is about new beginnings, new starts. So you can see something begin and then you're letting something go. Check again, if you know your chart, the house that this 19 degrees solar eclipse, new moon solar eclipse lands in your chart, to see, you know, what's changing. Now, the other aspect with this is it's conjunct the North Node. The North Node always pushes us forward on our path, okay, our destined path. So if anything, you know, I want to say about this eclipse is it's going to facilitate big changes for people's lives because of the conjunction to the North Node, because it's in Aries. Okay, if you're an Aries, Sun, Moon or Rising in particular, it's going to affect you quite strongly. You'll see changes in your life. So endings and new beginnings, and this is like turning the page, you know, the next chapter of your life, not just turning the page for the next, you know, part of the book, but literally the next chapter is starting in your life. That's what I'm seeing here. So that's, you know, that's a fair bit of information about the eclipse. If you want to know more, join my Patreon. I'll be posting a video on that in the next week, so, well, before the 8th basically, so hopefully in the next few days, and I'll go into more detail on that. Next thing I want to talk about is Venus changing signs. So Venus on the 6th of April goes into Aries, and it will be in Aries until the 29th of April. Venus in Aries, if you've got that placement, it can be significant. You know, if you've got Venus in Aries, it's your Venus return, so it can be significant for you. Also, Venus in Aries is a detriment sign, can be a bit of a pushy sort of energy or an impatient energy around love. So just be aware of that if you've got new situations in love, to maybe consciously be aware of maybe needing to pace the situation or slow things down. Watch for impatient tendencies in your relationships, or being too blunt or snappy with people, that kind of energy. So it can also be where things are happening quickly in relationships for some people as well. Then on the 9th to the 13th, this is, you know, quite a significant alignment with Mars and Saturn conjunct in the sign of Pisces between 13 to 17 degrees. If you've got anything personal in Pisces, like your ascendant, your moon or your sun, around 13 to 17 degrees of Pisces, this is going to affect you very strongly. It can affect your vitality. You can feel a bit drained around the 9th to the 13th of April. Okay, so if you do, just know it's the energy. And on a collective level, this can bring up issues to do with people feeling victimized by certain experiences, victim stories coming about, you know, quite strongly in the media. Pisces rules the film industry, so I'm going to say, you know, it's likely that we could hear something around the film industry, movie industry. There's been stuff around that in recent times. We might hear more about certain things happening that are important to do with an end of a cycle or endings or things, something that's been hanging in the air, kind of wrapping up around something to do with that theme. But in general, also collectively in the world, Saturn conjunct Mars in Pisces can definitely be something with earth changes. It can be where there's issues with water, like king tides, or even, you know, earthquakes that create tsunamis. I mean, that's very dramatic, but this is a rare alignment, so I'm going to say, look, it is possible with a Saturn conjunct Mars in Pisces energy. Although that would be more on the rarer side of the potential of this. It could be a mudslide somewhere, or, you know, strange happenings with water, for sure, with Saturn conjunct Mars in Pisces, or strange happening with sea life, you know, like strange things with fish, or, you know, any kind of sea life that people notice, you know, strange things happening. But like I said, this can be a heavy energy where people feel exhausted, irritated, just in the collective in general, but it's going to affect you most if you've got 13 to 17 degrees roughly of Pisces from the 9th to the 13th of April. Okay, so be aware of that. Then we've got more stuff going on. The full moon, of course, there's always a full moon every month, but this one's in Scorpio on the 23rd of April. So the full moon in Scorpio, Scorpio is a fall sign for the moon. It is a difficult emotional energy. People with Scorpio moon tend to have difficulty expressing their deeper emotions. They tend to suppress or like suffocate their emotions, or, you know, women tend to handle the energy a bit better, but men can find it more difficult. So for this full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd to be square with Pluto, this is heavy. So, you know, this is going to affect those people that have anything around 4 degrees of Scorpio in particular, Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius. Okay. So it could feel like for some people, a depressive full moon. If you're a Scorpio rising from 5 degrees onwards and this falls in your 12th house, this could feel a bit heavy. And, you know, wherever you've got Scorpio in your chart could feel a bit down at that time. Okay, depending. Some people, if you've got it in the 10th house, you might feel a surge of ambition with this. Okay, depending on the situation, depends on where it falls. But just generally, this is a dark energy with the full moon in Scorpio square Pluto. It is not really a time where people feel like taking risks for good reasons. It's not a time to take risks with yourself when the moon is full in Scorpio square Pluto in particular. So cautiousness, I guess, is what I would definitely suggest. And, you know, if you need to express your emotions safely, you do that with somebody that understands you, or that, you know, maybe journaling at this time or talking to a trusted friend would be good. And moving on, so then we have another very rare alignment. This happens even more rarely than the Saturn conjunct Mars. This is the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. So this happens from the 18th to the 30th of April. Very rare. Okay, so wow, this is a big month, guys. It's a huge month. So this is going to affect Taurus people the most. And Jupiter and Uranus together, it can be an exciting energy, okay, because Jupiter adds this like growth and potential, optimism, excitement, vitality to it. So, and this sense of like coming out of stagnation. So if you're a Taurus and you've got anything in Taurus from around roughly 20 to 24 degrees of Taurus, this is going to be quite strong for your life. Look at where you've got Taurus in your chart in terms of what house, if you know your chart. If you're a Capricorn or Virgo, this is going to give a trine aspect as well. So this is helpful, though you may not notice as strongly as those Tauruses between 20 to 24 degrees of Taurus. This is going to bring exciting change, something unpredictable, something out of the blue. Like I said, the earth signs are mostly affected by this. Some other signs it could be affected, Scorpio, because it's an opposition to this energy. And also Pisces will get a sextile to your chart from this energy. More subtle though, that's a very gentle energy, but it is an energy of change, of destined change, of exciting things, of kind of once in a lifetime opportunity, especially for Taurus. So I'm excited because this is on my Venus, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to seeing how this pans out. My Venus is 21 degrees, and it's exactly, this is happening in 21, 22, and 23 degrees of Taurus. So it'll be really interesting. It also makes a trine to Lilith in Virgo. So there's a sense of like deeper satisfaction coming out of this alignment. from that aspect as well. So again, that's from the 18th to the 30th of April. There's a lot this month, so this is taking me a bit longer. All right, then finally April 20th, the sun goes into Taurus. Happy birthday, my fellow Tauruses. I'm a Taurus as well. I'm a May Taurus, but happy birthday to those that are Taurians in April, from April 20th. And then April 30th, two other changes. Mars goes into Aries, which is home sign. It's in its home sign, so that's a very strong energy, where we can feel more action orientated and more determined to, you know, take action in a direction that is very straightforward, and, you know, no second guessing, just this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for it. So that energy is going to be active for the next few weeks into May, from April 30th. And then April 30th we also have Venus in Taurus, so Venus return for other people that have Venus in Taurus like myself. This is a nice time for wherever you have Venus in your chart. That's another story, but it's good for drawing in abundance. Venus is finances and relationships and love, so things should be quite good for people with Venus in Taurus coming up from April 30th and the next few weeks into May. So that's the astrology for the month ahead. That was a lot. It never usually takes me 16 minutes to go into all of that. But these are all very important energies. There's a lot of change happening this month. Like I said, it's a big month and there's a lot going on. Next will be the card reading. So you can go to the timestamps below for your signs element. It's all listed below to look at the cards for your month ahead. Okay, so this is the card reading part, and this is where I do cards for the month ahead for your sign based on your element. So the first element I'm doing is fire signs, so it'll be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And for the other signs, the links are underneath. So just want to give a shout out to the amazing creator of this wonderful deck called the Mystic Cat Tarot. And I was sent this as a gift. She's very talented. I love how she's done this deck. If you love cats, you might love this deck like I do. I like what she's written on the back, and it even comes with this cute little guidebook here, so you can get a quick reference to the tarot cards if you're still learning. So I'm going to use that deck today, which is this one here, as well as the Mystic Love Oracle. Let's look into love for April. I don't usually do that separately, but I just felt like doing that. And we've also got the Moonology manifestation cards for what else is coming up for you in April. So fire signs first: Aries, Leo, Sag. You can watch for your sun, moon, or rising. I say rising or sun first and foremost. So okay, so fire signs, what have we got for April for you? Of course, Aries, you guys have the solar eclipse in your sign. If any Aries placements around 19 degrees, it's going to be very powerful for you. Your destined path is going to be opening up in this very fated kind of way, and this is beneficial, this solar eclipse, for the Leo people and the Sagittarius people if you've got anything around 19 degrees. But let's look at the general energies for fire signs for April. Just waiting for a card to pop out from the Mystic Cat Tarot. So nothing's coming out yet. Let's see. Come on, fire signs. What have we got? Here we go. Queen of Cups. All right, so straight off there we're looking at some energy around love with the Queen of Cups. So I'm going to get another card for fire signs. Ten of Swords. Oof, okay. So for some fire signs, there may be an ending and a new beginning with regards to love here, because we've got cups coming up. Oh, they're saying get another card. Okay, I always listen to what my guides prompt me with. They're saying get another card. 10 of Wands. We have double 10 here. That's powerful. All right, so for some fire signs, keep in mind these are general readings. If you want more specific reading, go to my online store. Sorry, not my online store, my website. Link below, readingswithsusan.net. But you can also look at, like I said, your moon sign or sun sign. With a double 10 coming up here for fire signs, there's clearly an ending here. It is related to love. So, look, for some fire signs, you might have just felt like, I give up, it's too difficult, even though there's a part of you that still wants love. You kind of like, there might have been things that just didn't work out, like a series of relationships that didn't work out, or one or two significant things have happened recently that made you feel heavy. I get a very heavy energy here, okay? However, with the Queen of Cups, it is saying to me, don't give up hope just yet, even though you do feel heavy. because this energy is like, you've still got love to give. There's still something there. Look, you've got love signs, see? So, and you also have this card that popped out, which is interesting. Legal matters disputes. That could relate to something in your past where it is the scales of justice, the justice card. This can be literal for some people, like there might have been some legal issue or like a divorce or a separation or something like that, okay? Or some kind of, you know, civil separation or like a long-term commitment ended. However, with this Queen of Cups and the love signs, this is about seeing signs and omens around you, like messages from spirit, things that pop up like animal signs, okay? Or you're seeing, you know, certain things or remembering certain things or dreams, visions, things like that. The watery energy of the Queen of Cups is telling you, despite what you've been through, you know that there's something out there for you when it comes to love. So I think some of you may have felt like giving up, but I think others of you know what I'm saying. So if you felt like giving up, take this as an energy of hopefulness here, okay? There might have been something really complicated for some of you, but I'm also getting karmic energy that you've had to deal with the scales here. Okay, let's look at what else you've got for April fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. April. You have, yeah, look at that. Pisces energy, which is, again, it's water energy, relates to the Queen of Cups here. It's saying attune to the divine. Okay, so this is telling you trust your intuition. Again, the Queen of Cups was about that as well. Trust your intuition. Even though you may not be able to see how everything's panning out. Strong energy about love, this whole reading, I feel, for the fire signs. So maybe love's on the brain for the fire signs. Let's look at the Astro Dice and see what else we've got for the fire signs. And this is just saying trust your dreams and visions. So okay, let me just go into this card for a bit more info for you. So what I'm getting with this is, if you've had a dream of meeting someone and it feels really passionate or really real, trust that. That's from your guides. They're giving you a heads up about someone you're going to meet in the future. That can happen where you dream of somebody that you haven't even met yet, but you know from the dream that it's something really real about it, and it can feel very mystical, and you know, you wake up the next day and it's almost like the energy of that dream is really, really healing. If you're someone that's had that or having that this month, pay attention, because like I said, you've got these signs coming about love. What else is going on just in general for the fire signs for April? Taurus, Moon, 6th house. Okay, so it looks like work should be quite stable for the fire signs this month, with the Taurus Moon energy in the 6th house. Also look out for your health. Taurus energy can, with the Moon here, can be sometimes a bit too overindulgent, so watch out for like too much of a sweet tooth, or eating too much sugar, or you know, not looking after yourself properly, like not getting enough exercise, because Taurus Moon energy can be a bit stagnant. It can be a bit like the comfort zone. We have health and work here, so if you feel like you're in a bit of a rut with work, this can be a month where you're feeling that as well. But it doesn't show any disruptive energy, I feel, about work for most fire signs. It's showing the energy is quite stable. You know, you might just feel a little bit bored, or a bit, either you're just in a comfort zone and kind of just going through the motions a little bit. So the main messages for the fire signs this month for April are, pay attention to the messages you're receiving about love. You have been through some really difficult things here. There's been, some of you have been through a really intense period of like ending, crisis, heavy energy with the 2 10s. Like that's very, very heavy. Something that was really burdening you for a long time. But there is hope with this Queen of Cups and the love sign, so do watch out for those. And your guides are trying to communicate with you as well, fire signs. So I think those are quite lovely messages. All right, let's move on. Who's next? I've got here, I've written it down. Oh, the earth signs. Okay, so my fellow Tauruses, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Like I always say, if you'd like to book a reading, the link is below. Okay, earth signs, we have the 7 of Wands and the Sun. Okay, all right. Now, first of all, I want to say, for the earth signs, because this is very, very much speaking very clearly to me. This was on the bottom as well, so I'm going to take that, the Queen of Wands. All right, so this can indicate if there was a situation where you were not speaking to somebody, or there was a lot of defensiveness in a connection. The Sun is showing that is shifting. Okay, so if there was previously, you know, no contact with someone that you felt close to, or a situation that was disrupted, defensiveness, even maybe someone got blocked, or you blocked somebody, you know, any of those things where the energy felt difficult, like a battle in some way. This is saying there's hope, okay? So this is going to be turning around for you in the month of May, Earth signs. You have the Queen of Wands here, so you're feeling very go-getting, very passionate this month, Earth signs, which is really nice to see. The energy comes up very creative, very much in your personal power, which is nice. If you've got anything business related going on, you're feeling very creative. And another meaning that I'm getting here is you're feeling unblocked. If you've had a creative block, so if you're a writer, artist, or you do anything creative in any way, even if your work requires like a lot of brainstorming or ideas, or you need to come up with a new concept for something, this is saying this month you're going to feel really positive about something creative here, okay? If your focus on this reading is more about love, this is definitely also can be saying, you'll be starting to feel much happier this month, because the Sun is always a very, very positive card. And with these two together, it's showing me that you're going to be getting your mojo back, Earth signs. What have you got for love? Ooh, says Snake, not what it looks like. All right, Earth signs. So be careful of someone who you may not be able to trust. Okay, now this doesn't necessarily mean it's related to the other messages. It could be completely separate. Somebody that you have to be careful what they're telling you, or what they're not saying. It could be that sometimes people lie through omission. They just don't tell things and they think that isn't lying, but it is. We have magnetic attraction, passion. Okay, so for some of the Earth signs, it could be somebody that you have an attraction to where they're just not telling you certain things that have been going on. Maybe they're afraid of being judged, or they're afraid of the shadow aspect of themselves. I'm going to look at the dice here as well and see what else we've got for the Earth signs for this month. We've got Aquarius, Neptune, and the 9th house. Very interesting, because the Aquarius energy is a very detached kind of energy, okay, for one. Sometimes that can be a friend, or someone that, for some of you, there's a friendship connection here where you're very drawn to that person. Look, it might even be just, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be, for some, a very strong connection, like a soul connection, a friendship, right? But the Neptune 9th house is about communication. It's a Sagittarius house, which is a very honest, open energy, but it is being veiled with Neptune here. With Neptune, the 9th house is telling me that someone is not communicating something about their beliefs, something that's going on that's important, something that's on their mind that they want to say that they're not revealing. Okay, so something is hidden here. So you need to trust your instincts, because you do have the snake here. So it is saying not what it looks like. Be careful of putting someone on a pedestal, or only seeing the good in someone when there's other aspects of them that could be very shadowy, very potentially dark. For some of you, it can be a love relationship, a love connection, okay, where the other person has hidden issues that you maybe have a hint about, or even have an intuitive feeling about, but you may not know the extent of how difficult this is. So if you're getting that feeling about someone, Earth signs, this month, tread carefully is what I would say, for sure. Like, go slowly with this situation. Definitely not the energy of diving in. You do have the Sun, which shows being unblocked, and there's more happiness at your disposal, so that you're going to feel happier. But it's like you still have to be a bit cautious with this energy, okay? Now, again, if you've got a fire rising or a different rising or moon, you can always check that and compare, because these are general readings, as you know. You can always book a private reading if you feel you need one. Okay, so let's look at the last card for the Earth signs for April. We have, oh, interesting, Aries. Oh, 2 cards came out. Aries and Virgo. Okay, so the Aries part here is interesting, because we do have the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse in Aries, 19 degrees of Aries this month on April 8th. So there's some kind of new beginning energy here for you. Some Earth signs watching maybe have some Aries strongly in their chart, like an Aries moon. If you might be a Taurus sun with an Aries moon, or a Virgo sun with an Aries rising, something like that, right? So there's something of a new beginning here, and I just feel a lot of positivity with that, and it connects with the Sun for me. Then we have Virgo, and it says take inspired action. Oh, by the way, that's a step into your power. So it's about your personal empowerment. This is very similar also to this energy, the Queen of Wands. She's very much in her personal power. She's not about to be hoodwinked by anybody. She's in tune with what's going on as well, and she believes in personal empowerment for herself. She doesn't believe in being a doormat or letting someone else control her life. That's just a very strong energy with the Queen of Wands. She's fiery. Take inspired action with the full moon in Virgo. So this could be a specific message for you if you're a Virgo. This is about taking inspired action if you're feeling like things are dull or if there's an energy of stagnation, this is saying you can actually spark things up yourself this month through your creative pursuits. So that could be for a Virgo or just generally for the earth signs. All right, so those are the messages for the earth signs. Moving on to, who's next? Water signs. Okay. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Oh, jumping card already. Oh, we have the Death card. Whoa, that was unexpected. All right. If you'd like to buy this deck, the link is below to check out Mystic. This is not my tarot deck. This is from someone I know who sent me a sample deck. And she's very talented. She created this deck. So the link is below if you're interested to her shop. I'm not sponsored by her or anything. She just kindly sent me a copy of her deck. So the Death card is showing there's clearly an ending for the water signs here. This is really strong. So this could be the end of a relationship. This could be the end of a job. I do feel a bit emotional when I look at that. So I feel like it's not something... This is something that maybe you've had in your life for a while, you know, something that you have to let go of. I feel quite heavy around that psychically. So that's interesting. I feel more Scorpio energy with that. So it could be Scorpios or, you know, it could even be Cancerians. Wow. 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. Wow. So what this is showing me twofold here is something that you thought was going to make you happy in the past didn't necessarily work out to exactly how you thought it was going to be. Maybe you had some illusions or some over-idealism about certain things. I'm getting Cancerian energy now. I know this is for all the water signs, but I just sometimes pick up on the different signs as I talk. Check your moon sign and your rising sign for other info about this. Now, 6 of Cups with 10 of Cups is like a lot of idealism. This could be related to a relationship, okay, I am seeing. So there could be changes in a relationship. With that solar eclipse in Aries, that's actually most powerful for Cancerians out of all the water signs. Obviously for Aries, it's very strong. And for the other cardinal signs, but out of the water signs that I'm doing right now, Cancerians are the ones that are going to be most affected by the solar eclipse, which is a really powerful one. Let's look at love specifically, and I'll give you a few more messages. For the water signs, mask, marriage. Ooh, one more card for some reason. New love, renewed hope, renewed hope. There could be 2 messages here, okay? So because we have the Death card, for some, there is an ending of a relationship here and something you may not be fully revealing, or the other person, because you're very much in your head about something. I get my heart racing here. So someone's hiding something in some way, or maybe they can't fully express what it is that they're really thinking. It is connected to a marriage, an engagement, or a committed relationship. This is saying, however, there is renewed hope, new love for some, or renewed hope in the current situation. So, you know, these are general readings. So again, you have to take that with a grain of salt. Let's look at the Astro Dice and the other messages. So for the water signs, what else do we have? Mars, 3rd house, Capricorn. Yeah, your mind is heavy with this feeling of wanting to take charge of something with Mars and Capricorn. In 3rd house, it's the mind. So you're really preoccupied this month with an idea or a desire to take action. Capricorn's about achievement, and it's about material things, and it's about feeling on top of your material game, your finances, your career, all these things. And Mars just wants to take charge, especially Mars in Capricorn, which is exalted. It doesn't really want to wait around for things to fall into place. It's like, no, I can't really wait. I need to make my life happen now. There can be a bit of an impatience with this energy. Because here we have the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups, like you're trying to go towards your happiness, and you feel like the things that you want to do of your own accord there's something inside you that's trying to propel you forward, or you feel it's trying to propel you forward. You might be battling with yourself mentally, because the 3rd house here about decisions that are important to your life next. What do we have here? Wow, interesting. Scorpio has come up because it's one of the water signs, and it says release your blocks. So there could be some deeper psychological blocks going on that are affecting you. We have Gemini here, embrace the flow of life. Gemini relates to 2 options, 2 choices. So for some water signs, you may be thinking about the past, the future. What do you really want? Trying to balance that with what someone else wants. And the Scorpio energy is something maybe that you're trying to deal with within your emotional side that feels like it blocks you at times, or it comes up as a fear or as a negative sort of emotional energy. So, you know, we have these two cards here, which the Ten of Cups and Six of Cups are very beautiful cards. They're very good cards. But in this reading, I feel like it's more about idealism. Like, that's more what I'm getting. This feeling of like, oh, but I want this and I want that. And not saying you can't have the things that you want. Of course, you know, you can work on manifesting the things that you want. But everything happens in divine timing. And, you know, it's going to be up to you to work out whether in a situation this month you're going to take action or you're going to wait and see how a situation is going to unfold. So it feels like there's choices here for the water signs. But that said, the Death card is a very strong major arcana card. So it might be the death of an ideal that you had where you really thought something was going to go a certain way, and then you've realized, you know what, it's not necessarily going to go that way. So again, please take these messages as they are general messages. They're not personal. So, and also factor in your rising and moon sign. All right, so lastly we have the air signs. Okay, so air signs, I'm using the Mysticat Tarot. No, take those ones because there was too many that dropped out. Okay, air signs, what have we got? Aquarius, Libra. Oh, this one wants to come out. King of Cups, Five of Cups, those two were together. So air signs, let's see what else. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the High Priestess. Oh, okay. So trust your intuition this month, especially around relationships with the King of Cups and the Five of Cups. Could be some feeling of slight disappointment here, or see, it's interesting because in this card, the way the cat is looking away, it's like it's not really looking at the cups that are sitting up. It's kind of looking at something that it doesn't have, is more what I'm getting, air signs. So there might be this feeling of longing for something, and I'm seeing here with it's looking towards the King of Cups. It definitely looks like relationship related. Okay, so for the air signs, you might be looking at something that relationship wise, you know, maybe it's in your life in some way, but you just feel like you haven't quite got there yet with the connection. The High Priestess is asking you to listen to your intuition, to trust your gut feeling about things, not so much your mind. It says, gosh, grave, no second chances. That lines up with the Five of Cups. So maybe there was something that didn't work out, that you know, it could be a friendship, it could be a relationship. Let's see what else. Storm, turmoil coming ahead. Look, you might be dealing with some difficulties in relationships with people, whether it's love or even family relationships. That's what I'm seeing. A bit of ups and downs, but at the end of the day, you know, this is the strongest energy with the High Priestess saying trust your intuition, because your intuition's where it's at in terms of guiding you this month. It's very strong for you. Let's get one more of these love cards. Relationship, connecting. Okay, so if there was some kind of difficulty in a relationship, whether it's a family relationship or a love relationship, this is saying you can work through it. Okay, so you might have thought, or you might think at some stage this month something's over, or something is, you know, just not working out, or you've got to step away again, whether it's family or friendship or other relationship. But this is saying you will be reconnecting with this person, so it's not over, is what I'm seeing. Let's look at the astro dice for the air signs. Uranus, second house, and Scorpio. Right, so Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, meaning it's a good placement. So this is telling me that there's something unexpected that's going to work in your favor this month, air signs. So that's good. Second house is about finances and self-worth and what you value. Also anything to do with material things that you're trying to sell or buy. This is very favorable. It could indicate something happening unexpected in a positive way for you financially. Can be a sudden increase in your pay, or a sudden turnaround in your work situation that works unexpectedly in your favor with these. Okay, relationship wise, something that was hurtful to you, upsetting, or difficult, or there was a difficult patch, is going to work out this month. Okay, so again, keep an open mind, because these are general readings, but check for your rising and moon sign if you know them. So those were the readings for the month ahead. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and talk to you next month. If you'd like to book a personal reading, the links are below. If you'd like to join me on Patreon, link is below. All the links for everything you need to find out is below. And also if you're interested in buying this deck, Mysticat Tarot, check out the link below where you can buy it online. Thanks everyone. Have a fantastic month. Bye.